Same day, another video. Luton Town have signed Josh Bowler on loan from Nottingham Forest. I hear everyone saying, Josh Bowler? I didn't know he still played football. Well, he does. And, you'd be surprised, but since he signed for Nottingham Forest, not many people have really heard a peep from Josh Bowler. I would say this one is kind of underwhelming. I mean, on paper, it's a good signing, isn't it? It's a right winger. Well, he can play anywhere behind the front striker, but primarily a right winger who likes to run with the ball, likes to beat his man, and can deliver a good ball. But I'd say the issue is we've signed Ali, we've signed Asgard, we've signed Jones. And we already have Chong, Brown, Nelson, and Moses. That's a lot of options now behind the front man. The front man being either Elijah Adebayo or Carlton Morris, and hopefully, if we can increase the bids enough, Richard Kone.
It's the hope that kills you.
But the biggest issue is now, even with Locks deregistered, well, I'd assume considering his backslide and the failed operation on his ankle, I'd imagine he'd be deregistered. We're at 26. So we need to start trimming the squad down. As I said in the previous video where I discussed Ali joining, we needed two positions to get filled, really. Centre midfield to make up for Tom Krause leaving, and centre forward to make up for the misfiring strikers. Yeah, so we haven't done that yet. But you know what? I'd say this is kind of an aggressive window, isn't it? Because this is our fourth signing in 4 days now. And we are obviously addressing the root cause of our forwards not creating enough. So what are we doing? We're completely refreshing the forward line. There's only one spot that needs to be refreshed now, and that's the strikers. We haven't really had an issue creating chances because I've said before, Elijah leads the division in XG and he leads the division in big chances missed. So we have been creating chances, whether or not these are from set pieces, open play, doesn't really matter. We're not putting the chances away. So I guess that is the way to completely refresh it, just by bringing in new bodies. In that way, I don't really mind this transfer. It's good. Fresh blood, fresh legs, fresh perspective, and hopefully more goals, more chances created. But this is a Premier League loan. Now, I have been banging on about the fact that we need a Premier League loan. I was hoping for some sort of up-and-coming prospect from a Premier League academy that couldn't quite get minutes in a Premier League team. Instead, we're getting a 25-year-old who is pretty much getting bombed out by Nottingham Forest because he decided to sign a deal and he's barely, he hasn't even played a competitive minute for Nottingham Forest. I don't know why. Well, Forest, they sign everyone, don't they? It's sort of like a budget Chelsea from the mid-noughties. You know what? If someone came and offered you 10 times your salary, you'd take it as well, wouldn't you?
Yes, I would.
I know you would. Right. Well, hopefully he does have some of that hunger, because what happens when you get that big contract, sometimes that hunger goes because you sort of hit that level of professional football and you don't really care the same way that you did before. So hopefully, after disappointing spells, I'd say at Cardiff and Preston, he was already on loan this season at Preston, but Preston play a three at the back. Obviously, for a right winger, it's just not going to work for him, is it? At Cardiff, he had a good time, sort of. Played 31 times. He scored 5 goals. That's all right. That's sort of like his Blackpool numbers. But what I remember from his time at Blackpool, he was going viral virtually every week because he was absolutely destroying defenders. He made defenders look like absolute mugs. But the biggest issue is, what happens with Izzy Jones now? Maybe Bowler plays on the left? And in that case, we have a completely fresh front line. As I said before, Bowler on the left, Asgard in the middle, Izzy Jones on the right. And obviously, Matt Bloomfield likes that triple sub around the 60th minute mark and gets fresh legs running at tired defenders. In that way, it could work out, I guess. I'm sort of on the fence about it. It's low risk because he's only here on loan. So there's no obligation. Well, it doesn't say whether there is an obligation to purchase. He's obviously not having a great time in Nottingham Forest other than picking up the massive paycheck. So I guess maybe if he's looking to kickstart his football career, Luton Town could be the place for him. Maybe it puts him in the shop window. Maybe if we stay up and he does well, he decides to come here permanently. Who knows? Let's have a read of Luton Town's press release regarding the signing of Josh Bowler. Josh Bowler joins on loan from Forest. The Hatters have further strengthened their attacking options with a 4th edition in 4 days. Aggressive. As forward, Josh Bowler signs on loan from Nottingham Forest for the rest of the season. The 25-year-old forward has widespread experience in the Championship, having played against the Hatters previously for Blackpool, also having spent the past 18 months on loan at Cardiff City and this season Preston North End. Born and raised in Surrey, Josh started out in QPR's academy before Premier League side Everton paid a substantial fee to sign him as an 18-year-old. He also had a second-tier loan experience at Hull City while at the Toffees before signing for Blackpool in the summer of 2021. 8 goals in his first season at Bloomfield Road saw Forest sign the frontman following their promotion to the Premier League. However, he has still to make a senior appearance for the Reds, initially going out loan to Greek Super League club Olympiakos before a second spell at Blackpool in 22-23. I completely forgot about his time at Olympiakos. Blimey. He scored 5 goals in 39 appearances for Cardiff last term when he played alongside Mark McGuinness. Ooh, Cardiff friend. Before moving to Preston just before the end of the summer transfer window. Matt Bloomfield said, Josh is someone with vast Championship experience at a number of different clubs. He's a real creative spark at the top ends of the pitch, making chances for others, and he can finish too. He's got a point to prove and wants to play in a formation that we are looking to use. That's a good point. As I said, Cardiff, Preston, they play back threes. He wasn't going to work in those formations, was he? Hopefully we're good for him, as hopefully he can be good for us. He's shown a lot of hunger and desire to come here. He's someone we're really happy to have on board. Wow. In our state, if he's shown hunger and desire to come here, he needs his head checked. I've watched him a lot of times over the years, and he's always stood out as someone who wants to come inside to create. He can play in any one of those 3 positions behind a main 9, so he brings versatility, and we're really looking forward to working with him. After completing his medical at the Brace, Bowler said, I knew there was a bit of interest in me coming to Luton, and speaking to the manager, he said he's quite fond of me and likes how I play. He remembered me from my time at Blackpool and Cardiff and was keen to get me in as I fit his system. So I'm really pleased to be here. I played most of my games in the Championship, so I know the league inside out, and I'm ready to get going. I've experienced playing at Kenilworth Road a few times. It's always been one of those grounds that I've found tough to go to be able to play there week in, week out, with those fans on my side is something I'm really looking forward to. Welcome to Luton, Josh. And that's a good point, because a lot of our signings, well, fellow Asgard has a bit of Championship experience. Ali, he doesn't have any Championship experience. Josh Bowler does have Championship experience, which will be vital for us. I guess I am on the fence about it. I said it before, I am. But you know what? We need bodies, and we need players that can sort of create from open play, players that will run at defenders, and players that will take shots from outside the box. The whole forward line needs a refresh. I'm happy this is happening. However, all I'm asking, no more wingers now. We're fully stocked with wingers. Interestingly, what does this mean for the likes of Victor Moses, for the likes of Jacob Brown? There's also been rumours of Elijah Adebayo talking to West Brom. So potentially Jacob Brown is kept to be a central option and Elijah goes out the door. We bring in Richard Kone, we bring in someone else. Who knows? But at this point, does that mean Chong's injury is a bit more serious and we need cover for him? Victor Moses obviously has to go. I think I've said that. But Matt Bloomfield said in his press conference this afternoon, he's been available. He's just out of selection. He doesn't want him. Obviously, that sort of 15 minutes against Preston really went a long way to convince Matt Bloomfield that Victor Moses is not up to the job. So I guess we'll see. I'd hate to see Zach Nelson go out on loan. I like Zach Nelson, but all these bodies that have come in, left wing, right wing, in the 10, it just makes it harder for Zach Nelson to find a way into the team now. If he does go, I hope it is on loan. I hope it's top end League One, so he gets the sort of taste of winning, because as a young lad, 20-year-old Zach Nelson, right now getting that losing mentality just seeping into your floorboards, it's not good for his development at all. He needs to be in a winning environment. But let me know, what are your thoughts about Josh Bowler signing for Luton Town? Reminder that we will be doing a deadline day phone-in 9 p.m. on Monday evening. That is in addition to our weekly post-match phone-in that happens on Sunday. Get involved, follow the channel, hit that bell button, and you will know when we're going live. As always, come on you Hatters.